Start. Okay, maintain operating concern. Yesterday we have seen the creation of operating concern. Basically, the steps involved in maintain operating concern. Just give a give a code to the operating concern. Click on create, and you will have this window. Just say OK and give your description. Just give description, select what type of the profitability analysis we need, just select them, take attributes, go to the attributes. Okay, select what is the currency that you want to consider along with the fiscal year that you want to consider for operating concern. And if you want to consider the additional currencies, then you can select. Then there is nothing in the environment, and go to create. It expects the save. Just to say save, you can see a status over here. Go into the create and assign the characteristics and value fields. Once you assign characteristics and value field, select activate, don't save. Select activate. Once it is selected, take back arrow. You will get a window, say yes. Okay. Once you save it, it gets saved. Now the important thing is there is a program that needs to be whatever are the characteristics that we have taken. Go into SE38, go into SE38, and this is what the program is. So take this program and execute this in the background. So this is what on the whole the story that we have seen in our previous session. So I'm giving you the program. This is what the program is. This is the program. So this program has to be executed in the background in order to have characteristics updated in the COPA in the AC Doka table. So these values, since AC Doka is our Xenal universal Xenal entry, so the characteristics whatever we have assigned to our operating concern will get updated in AC Doka once we execute this program. So that is what we have seen. Then after that, again, if you activate and generate, then the status shows in green color. The status shows in green color. If it is not in green color, go to environment and you can activate. Okay, just since here you have a red color, just click on this activate and this will become green. So this is what we have seen. Yesterday we have created two operating concerns, 1248 and 2000. These are the two ones. Okay, so select 1248 and here you can see green, and display, select display, you can see these are the two characteristics that we have assigned. And we also discussed that these two are called variable characteristics, and the moment we assign operating concern to our controlling area, right, we will have some fixed characteristics assigned automatically, right? So what kind of those? Profit center, cost center, right? Company code, controlling area, business area, like sales organization, distribution channel, divisions, like that we will have around 22 or 28. I'm not sure exactly the number. Somewhere it is mentioned in my Gmail, but I will pick that up and I can provide you that information. So ultimately what I'm trying to tell you is there are few fixed characteristics that will be assigned to our controlling area automatically as soon as we assign our operating concern to controlling area. Under operating concern, we may have multiple controlling areas. Under each of the controlling area, we may have multiple company codes. So that way, the operating concern is linked to company code indirectly. And one more thing that we also discussed about CE1 followed by our operating concern. CE1 followed by our operating concern. So this is the table that will be created automatically. So CE1 is a common thing and 12480 is our operating concern. If you create an operating concern with 3000, it says a CE1 followed by 3000. So that is the reason why we need to have operating concern 4 digits. Okay, so that is what we have seen yesterday. Now what we will do, we will have to assign this operating concern to our controlling area. Where do we do that? We will have to do here in enterprise structure. Okay, so let us assign this. Assign controlling area to operating concern. Path
Nanda,
for this. Yes,
hey, we have not assigned any cost element, correct? Because this is a
we are
we.
doing we are doing costing based COPA. We are not doing accounting based COPA
Okay, I
currently.
see.
And moreover, we don't assign anything over here directly. We will take the cost elements in the report, just for your FII.
Okay.
Right, assign controlling area to operating concern. Path for this is IMG, enterprise structure, assignment, controlling. Assign controlling area to operating concern, just execute. Now take our controlling area, take our operating concern, assign to our controlling area. So our operating concern is 1248. Okay, just say yes. Saved. Back. So we have created our operating concern assigned to our controlling area, thereby indirectly our operating concern is linked to the company code. Now let's go to that area and see. Okay, this is for sample. Set operating concern. If you want to do uh, you know under a particular operating concern, it is better to select, because whatever the configuration you would be doing further, all would be done under this operating concern. So KEBD is the transaction code. There are two important transaction code you need to remember. First is KEBD. This is for set operating concern, and there is one more called OKKS, set controlling area. These two transaction codes are important. Set operating concern. Okay, KEBD. Path for this is IMG, controlling, profitability analysis, structures, and set operating concern. Just execute set operating concern, give our controlling area 1248. Okay, and just select OK, because I'm selecting costing based COPA. Okay, enter. That's fine.
Nanda,
So we,
yesterday, we you did both costing and accounting, and
but
we.
I'm doing the configuration for costing based COPA. Currently, you just remember one point. We are doing only costing based COPA.
Okay.
Then after creating a report, once we are done with that, we will come back to accounting based COPA.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, just minimize this. Go to master data, characteristics. Now, here, basically what we will do here is we have one concept called characteristic derivation. It means COPA derivation. The COPA derivation is required. Basically there are two ways to do that. Okay, one is when you create any new characteristics. As I said, characteristics are to be created with ww. If at all you have any new characteristics there, it is compulsory to have a COPA derivation. And apart from that, you can also create the existing, I mean with the available elements, we can also do COPA derivation. So let us see something about it today. Okay, so before that, I'm just going here into maintain characteristics value. Path for this is IMG, controlling, profitability analysis, master data, characteristics values, and maintain characteristic values. Just execute. Here we don't have any. Here we don't have any user defined characteristics because we have not created any new characteristics, right? So we are not finding anything here. The moment we create any new characteristics, we will have that here, and we will have to define what are those. Okay, that we will be doing over here. At the moment, since we don't have any new characteristics created for our operating concern, we don't really require this. Back. Now here, define characteristics hierarchy. This is for reporting purpose. And this thing we will discuss little later, not required at the moment. Right. Next. Here, this is the place where we will be doing the characteristic derivation. So we will discuss a transaction and we will talk about this part. Okay. Now valuation we will see later. Okay. We will see later. And I'm straight away I'm going into flow of actuals. This planning is for COPA planning. Now I'm going directly into the flow of actuals. Okay, flow of actuals. Now here I'm not going to discuss all of them at the moment. Okay, I'm just going into direct postings from FIMM. But before we do that, we need to have some document numbers. So I'm going to do it here. Okay, define number ranges for actual postings. Path for this is IMG, controlling, profitability analysis, flow of actuals, initial steps, then define number ranges for actual postings. Without this, we will not have any COPA document numbers. Now just execute, give our operating concern. Our operating concern is 1248. Select change groups. Here you have 124801. Just double click here on this. You have this number range. It is assigned automatically. So I'm just saying 1 all zeros 9. It happened automatically. Just save. If you don't see, if you don't find or hear, what you need to do is just you have to go back here, select this, create group. Okay, just maintain the number range. Okay, give the range, then you can appear over here, and accordingly you can assign. Okay, so this is what basically the number range is. The number range is. Let me show you that process. Okay, so now if you go here in the change groups, if you're not finding any number group here. So select your 1248 operating concern, click on create. I will say operating concern 1248. I will say 1 to all nines. Just to save. Back, you can see now here. So what you will have to do is you will have to assign here. Select each of them, select assign and select 0, 1. Select B, select assign here, this one. So each one of them is a different, it is just kind of a business transaction in Copa. When you are posting any transaction in FI and if it is updating, it happens based on this. We will understand this. When we post a transaction, we will get an idea about this. Assign and 0, 1. D, assign 0, 1. E, assign 0, 1. F, assign 0, 1. G, assign 0, 1. So like that, I'm assigning each of them. Okay, I'm just saving. That's it. So now our operating concern has a number range for each of the business transactions. So we got that one. Now what else we can do here? Okay, now I'm just minimizing, going back to our structures, going to maintain characteristics. Of course, we have seen the path already, execute, and characteristics from our operating concern 1248 and just say display. So these are the two different characteristics we have assigned. Okay, those are called those are called variable characteristics. So we will have somewhere here to view all our characteristics. Just execute here. Just a second. I think there should be a way to see what are characteristics assigned. We used to have one path over here to see what are characteristics assigned to our operating concern. I don't think I'm finding that now. Not here. I don't know, maybe these are the ones. If you see over here, are we finding our own? I mean, the one what we have created, sales employee country. Yes. If you see over here, these are the two that we have created. Remaining all have been assigned. If you talk about partner PC, profit center, cost object, cost center, WBS element, division, distribution channel, sales organization, 338, 336 and 8. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23. 23 characteristics have been assigned to our operating concern. 23.
So
Okay.
this has come from the controlling area, correct?
Correct. So the moment
Yeah,
we assign the
correct.
controlling area,
Okay.
all these have been assigned to our operating concern.
and
These are
and
called fixed characteristics. Yes.
and the top of that, you defined additional two
Two.
yesterday. Okay,
Yes, these are the
correct.
two ones.
Okay, I
Sales
got it.
employee and country. That of course we can see from here in the structure. When you go here, you can find from either from here or here. So these are the two ones, sales employee and country. These are the two ones that we have created, and you can see them over here in the hierarchy. Here you can find them. But still I see there is another step here in ECC wherein we can find all of them. Okay, and still we have an option there. We used to have an option to activate it
Motion
further
detected
or
at your front
don't want.
door.
Hello, Amanda.
Yes.
Can this character that you created here, the table, but there's a create button up there. Why can't we create directly here?
uh, Sorry,
I'm
here you're
saying
saying here.
yes, yes. Why can't we create directly from
These
here?
are these are the characteristics already have been assigned to our operating concern, and this is for creating the hierarchy, characteristics hierarchy. This is to create hierarchy. Here we are in the hierarchy node. Define characteristics hierarchy. This is to create hierarchy, not to create characteristics. Characteristics have to be created using this path.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I still remember that there is one path over here wherein we can find whatever are the characteristics have been assigned to our operating concern. This is not the right one, but we used to have another path in ECC. If at all you have ECC, just go and find out some, it should be somewhere here. Of course, the derivation valuations are all there, are also there, and these two are also there. This is for something else, a new concept we have in COPA. We will discuss that later. Now, come back to the flow of actual. In this, we have already maintained the number ranges. Okay, then we will go here into the direct postings from FIMM, select the same thing, maintain PA transfer structures for direct postings. What is this PA transfer structure? Profitability analysis transfer structure. We have seen settlement. In the settlement, we have seen what we have seen. We have one concept called allocation structure. In the allocation structure, what we have done, we have considered what cost elements and where this needs to be settled. What is going to be the object, receiver object, we have seen. Now, similarly, here in PA transfer structure, maintain PS transfer structure, what is the cost element and which value field does it relating to? Does it match to? Okay, so that is what we will be discussing here in the maintain PA transfer structure for direct posting. So ultimately what we will be doing here, I have salary cost element, I have rent cost element. Okay, so if you have a separate value field, this salary, and if you have a separate value field for rent, you will be assigning the relevant value field. Otherwise, if at all I have just a value field called expenses, then I will assign this to expenses and I will assign this to again expenses. Now in our COPA report, you can see this expenses as one of the items. Yesterday we have seen about that COPA report. Yeah, so this is our COPA report. So here I have office rent depreciation. So since we don't have here a salary, what I do, I will put it under administration value field. And do I have a rent? Yes, I have a rent. Then I will be assigning this to rent. These two are called value fields. So whenever I post any transaction to the salary in finance, this will go and get updated in the administration value field. So this administration value field will be there in our COPA report. This is our COPA report. This is our COPA report. So it will go and update in our COPA report. You can see this under administration. Rent expenses you can see under rent value field. So the COPA report using the costing based COPA, what are we considering here? We are considering the value fields. We are considering value fields when we are creating COPA using costing based. So costing based will work based on the value field. So whatever the value fields we have, all those are to be mapped to the relevant cost element. This mapping is nothing but PA transfer structure. Instead of earlier we have seen in our settlement profile allocation structure. Their allocation structure also, we used to consider what is the cost element and what is the receiver object. Here also, what is the cost element, what is the receiver value field. That is what we are talking about here in the PA transfer structure. So let's go back here and discuss that. PA transfer structure. Do you remember we have created one settlement profile in our internal order? So if you see over here in settlement profile, maintain settlement profile, you see one allocation structure here. This is our allocation structure. Under the same, you can see PA transfer structure. Okay. Now we are, when you consider the allocation structure 21, go into allocation structure, go into allocation structure. If you pick up 21, go into assignment, we have got one, and this is one of the items, and what is the source and what is the receiver, right? Similarly, we will be doing the same thing in the case of PA transfer structure. Okay, let's go here. Maintain PA transfer structure. Path for this is IMG, controlling profitability analysis, flow of actual values, direct postings from FI and MM, maintain PA transfer structure for direct postings. Just execute, just execute. Here we will have to create our own. We will have to create our own, but But since we are doing the direct postings from FI and MM, and when you are considering orders, here also we will be creating PA transfer structure. There you can create our own here. Here you have new entries, but in FI and MM PA transfer structure, you don't find new entries. The standard that we will be using is FI. FI. This is the one. FI. Direct postings, direct account assignment from FI and MM. This is what we will have to use all the time. This is the standard. Why? Suppose if you create something here in the order PA transfer structure. Okay, so you have an option to create a PA transfer structure here. Okay, and once you create it, you have an option to assign in the settlement profile. In the settlement profile, you have an option to enter PA transfer structure. So the moment create any PA transfer structure, this requires to be assigned. But in the case of direct postings from FI and MM, you don't have an option to assign. It means standard SAP will pick up the values only from FIPA transfer structure. That is what the background. At the back end, system will pick up FI only. Even if you want to create your own use by copying or something, it will not have any influence. It always pick up from FI. So you will understand little more details when we are settling the other items. Okay, FI. Select the same thing, double click on assignment lines. Okay, so here PA transfer structure FI, and we are doing in our controlling area 1248. If you want, you can keep them, or if you don't want, you can delete all of them and you can create your own. Here you have an option to create, but FI, this thing cannot be created. Okay, this is a standard one, the same has to be used. So if you want to keep all of them as is, and if you want to change the description, you can change. What I will do, I will say first as revenue, and second I will say administration expenses. And here, how many assignments do you need? Okay, how many assignments do you need? This is totally based on the requirement. This is totally based on the requirement. Suppose if I have these many, it means 7, and I need to have 7 assignments over there. And this is for expenses. Whereas here I've got these 3, and here this one, totally 5 I have. It means 5 plus these 7, total is 12 I need. So I need to have 12 assignments over there. For each of them, I'm creating a separate value field, and I need to have a separate assignment. So here, how many assignments do you need? That totally depends on the requirement. So I'm just creating few. Rent, I will say other expenses, and I don't need this 50 at all. So what I will do, I will just select the same thing, delete it. That's it, deleted. Press enter. Now, do you want to consider quantity build or quantity delivery also? Do you want to consider quantity also in your this thing? Then you can select it. So normally you can have quantity in the case of revenue, but even in the case of expenses, if you want to track quantity, you can track using them. So this is what the option you have to select. So I'm just selecting for revenues. Okay. Now, the next I have is the source assigned, value field assigned. Here I don't have an option to select. So those will be selected once we make the changes over here. Now, I'm selecting revenues. I'm just selecting only revenues. According to our report, we need to have export sale, we need to have local sale, we need to have indirect sales. We need to have 3 things over here. I'm not going to show you that. Okay, I'm just selecting the revenue. That is taking care of all. Okay, select revenues, double click on source. Source element, cost element has been assigned. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. Okay, I'm selecting revenues now. Double click on source. Oh, I think the quantity field should not be selected first. Let us say, yeah, that is the problem. Okay, we can select that later also. Of course, we have another option also there we can select. Okay, so now select the revenue. Select revenue and double click on source. Here you will be selecting the cost element range relevant to revenue, or you can have your group. Now the point here is this is the cost element. What is the source? Is it a cost or revenue? Yes, if it is a cost or revenue, select this thing. This we will be using in the case of variance calculation that we are going to discuss in our product costing. And I'm not sure about in which scenario we will be using this third one. There is another option also we have in the latest versions, but I'm not finding here. So probably that is due to the activation of JV or something. So we can find one more thing relevant for JV. Okay, so we will be discussing only these two things, not sure about what for we use this. Okay, now here cost elements, select 3 lakhs to 3,99,999. Okay, you can give a group of course if you want, then select cost or revenues because it is taking care of both revenues and costs. Since these are the revenues, I'm keeping the cursor there. And this is what my source, what is my target, I mean what is my receiver object. My receiver object is going to be my value field. So go to new entries. Here, is it a value field or quantity field? I'm saying it is a value field. Whether it is a fixed, variable or semi-variable, you can select that. I will say variable. And what is the value field? What is the receiver value field? So select revenue. So what happens is whenever we are posting any transaction using any cost element in this range, and if it is PA transfer structure is activated, then the receiver, it means it will go and sit here in this revenue field.
Nanda, can you go to that second column, which is at field number 2?
What is
Number,
that? Here
yeah,
you are saying
no, no,
assignment.
no, 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 no. Here on the details, quantity value field, value field. Yeah,
This one?
number 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So here it is variable, fixed, semi-variable.
So, okay. So what does that mean?
Which means
The fixed amount and
fixed
the
is
variable amount.
fixed amount.
Hmm.
I mean, a revenue is a fixed amount. It is not, right? I mean, rent is fixed.
Yes.
Monthly rent is fixed,
Okay.
but revenue is not fixed.
Right.
Revenue is variable.
Right. Okay. So,
The sum of fixed and sum of variable.
also,
Some portion is fixed, some portion is variable. Then in that
so,
case, we will select this.
so wouldn't be that better, Oh, yeah, but revenue is always variable. That is correct. So that's what.
Correct.
But
Correct. That's what.
in expense account, we can, either go with a third one, right?
Of course, we can go. I
Yeah.
mean, it does not influence anything, but
Okay.
it is just giving some information. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so I've selected it. The receiver object going to be revenue. So when you are posting any transaction using any of these cost element, the value will go and sit into this revenue. This you can see in our report. Just save it. Next, double click on assignment. Of course, you don't require to save. You can save once we done everything. Next, now here you see source assigned, value field assigned. Similarly, administration selected, double click on source, select the relevant. Our chart of accounts is 1248, What is our chart of accounts? Not sure about. Ours is 2000. Yeah, 1248 is our operating. What is that chart of accounts? Okay. Now here, go to from our chart of accounts is 1248. Now, what are administration here? What are rent and all other things that you will have to segregate. I mean, the business will give you that information. So I'm just keeping salary as my administration. Okay. And cost revenues, I will double click on value field, go to new entries, value field. I will say fixed if it is salary, or you can keep two also variable. Then pick up the relevant here administration. Then assignment, go back to assignment, take rent and take source, select the rent cost element, take the rent. Okay, cost and revenues, double click on value fields, go to new entries. I will say rent is again a fixed, and I will say rent, we don't have anything for rent, so I'll keep under administration. Okay, now in this case, value fields, there are two assignments with the same value field, so you don't really require two assignments for that. You can keep both of them in one assignment, because ultimately the receiver value field is going to be the same. As long as you have different value fields, different receiver value fields, then I mean, what I mean is, as long as you have a different, you can have a separate assignment. It means based on the receiver value fields, you can have your assignments. But typically here you really don't require a separate assignment for rent, since both of them are going into same administration. Go back to assignment, select other expenses, source. Now I can pick up a different value field. So what I will do, stationary to, I will say 400, 200, 400, 300. Now I will select a new different value field. I will say here 2 and select the value field. I will say advertising. Now, if I want, I can change here also. For rent, go to double click on value field. I will select a different one. Let's say sales commission. I'm selecting sales commission. I mean, typically this is not the right approach. You need to have a relevant value field. Okay, just save it back. Now we are not assigning this FI anywhere. We don't have an option to assign. Now, what for we use this automatic assignment? We have already seen. Okay, B9. Okay, path for this is IMG, controlling profitability analysis, flow of actual values, direct postings from FI and MM, automatic account assignment. So just execute here. What I will do, go to new entries, select our company code 1248. I'm just selecting 4 lakhs. one cost element, and here I'm not assigning any default cost center, default order, or any profit center. I'm selecting it for profitability segment. Select the same thing, just save. It means this particular cost element is activated for profitability segment. This is called profitability segment. Now, what is the impact of this selection? The moment I select it here, we have some impact on it. Let us see that. So what is the cost element that we are considering? 4 lakhs. Let us go front end and post a transaction. F-02 2403 2019. Our company code is 2000 USD. I'm selecting same 4 lakhs here. Enter. Now I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I'm not selecting any cost center or anything here. Directly selecting 50 and I'm selecting 1,20,000. Enter. Oh, yes. Once again, here we don't have profitability segment. Going back in FS00, what is the what is the you know field status group? We have Z004. I'm going into OBC4 where we have created our field status group. 1248 is our field status group. Double click on field status group. Z004, select the same thing, go to field status. Now double click on additional account assignments. Here we will have one field called profitability segment. Just scroll down. Here you have, see, profitability segment. Keep this in the optional mode. Save it. Back. Now let us post the same transaction F-02 with the same parameters. I will select. Why I'm selecting 4 lakhs? Because in our OKB9 we have selected 4 lakhs for profitability segment. So I'm selecting 4 lakhs, press enter, take the amount. I'm not selecting any object. Directly I'm going into 50, selecting 1,20,000, enter.
Nanda, it would be better if you just say, give default cost center.
No, it's not that. My intention was not that.
Oh, okay.
My intention was to show you the profitability segment thing. But why the profitability segment field did not appear over here? Okay, let me go into FB50. I don't know whether this transaction will work, but let us see. Of course, we will have an error, but a different error. I wanted to show you that. Okay, here 4 lakhs I'm taking, 1,20,000, and I'm not taking any object here. See object. Now press enter. Requires a CO object. Oh, sorry, here a different company code 1248. Okay, now I'm selecting the same again. Okay, I'm not selecting anything. Requires a CO object. I'm scrolling right. Why this is not activated? Sorry, our company code is 2000. We have activated for 2000, right? 1248 we have activated. What is our company code? And we are using 2000 now. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you here is the moment we select here the profitability segment. Here we have one field called profitability segment. It should show in the green color here because we have activated over here, because we have activated profitability segment, but it does not pick up any cost center or anything because there is no derivation for it. The derivation is required, but my point, what I'm trying to show you here is, since I have activated this particular cost element for this particular company code, this profitability segment, it has to happen, it has to appear in green color, but it will not assign any cost center or cost element because we have not maintained any derivation rail. Now the point is, when you have activated a cost element here, it means you have activated this cost element for profitability segment. What you can do is just select this profitability segment, enter, does not permit a profitability. One second, I'm going into SPRO, financial accounting, eh, field status, assign company code to field status variant. For our 2000, do we have a separate? No, it's the same 1248. Now go into define field status variant OBC4. This is the one we have seen just little while ago. 1248, double click on field status, Z004, go to field status, double click on additional account assignment, scroll down, profitability segment is mentioned over here properly. Okay, FB50 again. Four lakhs, 1,20,000 credit debit. Okay, so now what I will do, okay, press enter. Okay, and select now here. What happened? OBC4 1248 field status group. Double click here on this, double click here on this. Network commitment item business area partner quantity. What happened? We did mention this thing in the optional entry. Okay, f dash 02 RFB50. Okay, I'm taking 4 lakhs. Here you have profitability segment. Yes, perfect now. Now here 50, 1 lakh 20, just press enter. It is saying this profit, this CO object is required, but typically it will be in the green color. Here you can see the green color. Now double click on this, we can assign manually. Okay, fine. Profitability analysis is not active. This is the real error because we have not activated our profitability analysis. So I'll show you how to activate it. Go back, go back, activate profitability analysis. Path for this is IMG controlling profitability analysis, flow of actuals, then activate direct, activate profitability analysis. Just execute. Here for our operating concern, you want to activate costing based and accounting based. At the moment I'll say costing based. Save it. This activation you can find here in our basic settings. General controlling. I'm going into general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area. Double click on maintain controlling area 1248. Okay, go to details. Sorry, activate. Double click on activate components. Here you can see now profitability analysis is activated. So we cannot activate from here. It has to happen from COPA only. Okay, now let us go back to our transaction. Let's go back to our transaction. F dash 02, going into here, take the cost element, and I'm not selecting anything over here. 1 lakh 20, press enter. It is happening, you see. Now it will throw up an error. It expects. Now when I'm simulating and saving, oh my god, transaction been posted. Now let's see. Typically we have not maintained any characteristic derivation. Okay, 4 lakhs here. Double click on this. Now see, profitability segment shows in a green color. Once you select it here, there is nothing. Profit center dummy. So this is because of that the transaction has been posted. We have our dummy profit center and we have activated there. So because of that, we got this profit center and document posted. Typically, the transaction should not be posted because we have not maintained any derivation. So since we have created a dummy and we kept this in our document splitting, it is giving us this message. But typically the transaction should not get posted, and it just shows in a green color. The transaction should show in a green color. If you double click here, it shows in a green color, but you need to enter that manually. Now I'll show you that process. So actually I'm posting a transaction f-0 to 40. I'm entering 4 lakhs GL account. Some I'm putting some amount. Okay. Now what I will have to do, profitability segment. I'm selecting the profitability segment. Here I have an option. These are all my characteristics available to our controlling area, our operating concern. So you need to select which one is relevant for you. So I'm selecting our profit center. I will select something else. I think 1000 we have. Okay, 1000 I'm selecting. I will select cost center also 1000. And is there anything that can be assigned? There is nothing. I don't think we have a customer also because this system got refreshed recently. Our company got, so we don't have any customer. Okay, close it. So whatever the characteristic that you want to consider, you can select all of them, select continue. Okay, you can see now green color here. Profit center is updated. Now 50, I will say 1,20,000 bank account. And I'm saying something on the due date just to save. Now go to document, display, 1 all zeros 21 is the document. Go to environment, document environment, accounting document. You can see COPA document also. You can see COPA document also. Okay. COPA document. Now you just double click on COPA document. You can see what characteristics have been picked up. Company code is 2000. Okay, scroll down. Then profit center is this, controlling area is this thing, cost center is this. Scroll down further. So there is nothing. Okay, now go to value field. This is our document number, posting date. Now here you see record type of B. Why B? Because we have done something on this. So I'm minimizing it, going back to the initial steps, define number ranges for actual postings. This is the one what we have seen, IMG, controlling profitability analysis, flow of actual values, initial step, and define number ranges for actual postings, 1248. And if you go here in the change, you can see B, direct postings from FI. This is called record type. This is nothing but a business transaction in the case of controlling. Okay, so this is what the B, and you can see the same thing over here. B, record type. You can see the list also here. The same list can be seen over here. Now this is about characteristics. Coming to the value field, which value field does it get impacted? So what was our cost element? 4 lakhs. Now go to PA transfer structure. PA transfer structure. Okay. In PA transfer structure, FI assignments, first administration, double click on here. See here 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs is our cost element. This is what we have considered. And what is the receiver value field? Here we mentioned it as administration. So because of that, you can see here in the administration. You can see here in the administration. So one row of 5 from 13. So totally 13 value fields are there which have been assigned to our operating concern. Got it? And if you post a revenue transaction, you will have the revenue gets updated over here. Any questions?
So Nanda, when you just enter into the F-02, you
Mm-hmm.
gave the cost center there, right?
I
No,
did.
when you just no. When you just click on that arrow for profitability analysis, and that's where you selected all this
Correct.
cost center
Correct.
profit.
Manually, I have selected. Now you can see the cost center over here, controlling area here. Then I did select only two, cost center and profit center.
Okay. So my question is,
Mm-hmm.
does that have to be very consistent? You know what you have like assigned cost center. You know, like profit cost as per the derivations rule. You know, profit center derive from the cost center. So you have to be very consistent when you assign cost center and profit center.
Yeah, one second.
And
Let me show you that. You can assign just cost center, not a problem in that.
okay,
I will
so
select only the cost center. I will select only the cost center. Okay, and continue. Here you have got a dummy
yeah,
because I think 1000 is not relevant to our company code. Let us see. Yeah, controlling area, company code 2000. If you select here, see 1000 is not relevant to our company code. So I'm just selecting this one. Two. Okay, continue. I'm removing now. Why?
no, you have to go
One.
up back and put it again. You know.
No, no, no. Once again. KS03222110, right? We have selected
I think we don't have a
2000.
2110 cost center in
2110.
yeah cost center. We don't have that in our company code. Cost
No, this
center.
our 2000 is our company code, right? It
Right,
is there.
right. Hmm. Okay.
2110. But dummy should not
Yeah.
come. But
See?
anyways, dummy should not come.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, go to document, display, and environment, document, accounting documents, double click on profitability analysis, value field, sorry, characteristics, 2000 is our company code, scroll down, dummy should not appear,
Yes. It should not.
dummy should not appear.
That's true.
Yeah, so
That's
it,
why,
it has to come based on the cost center.
cost center, exactly.
I will check that part. Okay, I will check that part. So now the point is value field. So value field is picked up based on the PA transfer structure. Any questions? Or
If you
isn't
can,
it?
go back all the way and, retry it again and see if that may fix the problems.
Which try?
The one, that, is picking up the dummy profit center. If you can go back all the way and, just do it again.
F-0 to you're saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, it does
Yeah.
not happen. It does not happen. It has to happen automatically.
Because yesterday we faced the similar kind of issues, when you have to just go out all the way and then reattempt it, then it accepted.
No, 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 no. This is not the case. This is a transaction, right? So it should not happen that. That is not the case. I
Start.
think there is something happening at the back end picking up that that dummy thing. Now, if I say over here, no, this is not the right approach to do, but we will have to do here.
Yeah, okay. Let's try it here.
Now, dummy is picked up.
Uh-oh.
I will check that.
Okay.
It does not happen if I consider it definitely, but it is happening from there. Even in this case also it is happening. Here 2000 came in. Okay. It's happening basically here in this case. Let us see. Yeah, it is happening in the case of profitability segment. We will have to check that.
Because usually what happens, that end user they don't know, otherwise they have to just have a list in front of them to call center
Correct.
and yeah.
Correct. There is something on the COPA side. No, it's not happening. I will check that. Okay. So just go through this document. We can we can continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
So any further questions? We
No.
will discuss, yeah, one derivation thing here. We have entered here, we went into profitability segment, entered all these items manually, but typically these are to be triggered automatically. How? Using the derivation. That we will discuss in the next class. It will take time for us to understand that, so we will continue that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks everyone. Thank you.